Recording in progress. Welcome, everyone. Happy holidays. See everyone. It's going to be too many people today. I got my eyes on the road in a second. Check this out. Yeah, that's what it looks like in central western Texas. I just crossed the
Lindsay, can you hear him?
He's breaking up a little bit.
Yeah. Good morning, dear.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think John froze on us.
Yeah, I think you did. Good morning, Gail.
Morning.
How are you feeling this morning, darling?
Pretty good. Just feel like I have a cold. That's all.
Okay, that's good.
I'm very lucky.
Oh, that's good. So just a point of interest. Have you had vaccines and a booster or no?
Yes, I've had all three.
Okay.
And everyone in my family has too. So.
Okay.
Pardon?
I think John came in for a second. I was just wondering because we had a family call yesterday, and all my UK family, one of them.
There's a saying, I guess I heard it from watching Western movies or something as a kid. So, in fact, the cross. Can you hear me now?
Hello, John, you're breaking up a lot, darling.
Can you hear me now?
Not much.
Hello.
You look like a truck driver. Yeah, that's you.
Yeah.
Yes. Am I live? Can anybody hear me? Hello?
You
Yes,
are live.
Live. The connection's
Oh,
not
my
always
goodness.
good.
Okay. Well, yeah, I had a great connection until it was time to go live. And then I had... So this is how it goes. Assuming you guys can still hear.
Nope.
John, there's very poor connection voice-wise. We can see you.
Oh,
We can see the road.
Oh, cool. Can you see that? Okay, very good.
Yeah.
So here's where we're going.
Where are you?
I am in Texas. I just crossed the Pecos River, going up to
I think the Indians are breaking up your communication lines. We can't see you. Do you see John Wayne anywhere? Or Dean Martin, possibly? He was in it. John, you're stuck in time. I'm going to write a book. John Lavenia, Stuck in Time.
Yeah. Well, I hope he has a good trip.
Yes. Good and safe. It sounds like he's playing the guitar. Lindsay, take over. Lindsay, just take over. Poor
Me?
John is
Yeah,
stuck.
John's made you the host.
Oh, really? Well, how
Yes.
about-
I have declared you the host.
Yeah, John hasn't made it.
I talked to him and it was fine, and then it started breaking up all of a sudden. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Well, I guess when he's traveling like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Can't pick up the towers.
yeah, that's
Well,
true.
there's his picture back again.
Yeah, maybe when he's without video, the connection will be better.
He's sideways. Oh dear.
There we go.
He hasn't had his V8 today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Did you
Are we
take your
live?
peak before
Yes,
me?
we're live.
What happened?
Hi, John. We can see you.
thank you. So I'm now in heavy fog. My goodness, this sucks. Okay. Well, welcome everyone to our Success Mastermind. John Lavenia here with you. And what a friggin' day. Look at this. Look at this crap I'm driving in. This is Texas, huh? Is this Texas all the time? I gotta ask Glenn. There's a possibility that am I still live?
Yes,
Yes.
you're still there.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Wow. Well, welcome everyone. Hopefully I'll be out of the fog here, metaphorically and physically, pretty soon. But glad to be here with you all. We have a topic that Lindsay just introduced to me because I talked to Lindsay just before we got on here. Thank you all for being here with me. I wouldn't miss this. This is the last, New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve is a Friday, right? So yeah, Friday will be the last live broadcast for the year. But it's the first one after Christmas, and I hope you all had a great holiday. Those of you who celebrate Christmas, and we certainly did. Let me tell you about my holiday, and then I can't manage the microphones today, so you guys can manage if you got a cough or whatever, mute, unmute, and all that. But here was my holiday. So as you guys know, we planned on packing this truck, the one that I'm driving now, quite obviously. We planned on packing that on Christmas Eve. That sounds like a thrill. And so, and then hitting the road on Christmas Day. Now, of course, I'm coming from Arizona. We haven't seen a cloud in like 100 days, never mind rain, okay? Christmas Eve was the worst torrential downpour in a decade. It was a flood, unbelievable. Christmas Eve, Phoenix, Arizona, total deluge.
Wow.
So the guys are like, wow, you know what, we're willing to come back tomorrow. Really, Christmas Day? Yeah, you know, we don't have families and stuff, and, you know, we're kind of family, our crew, you know. Okay, Christmas Day, we're packing the truck. And then we're supposed to be on the road Christmas that day, right? So that didn't happen because we finished packing the truck and not everything fit. But of course, everything's closed on Christmas Day. So we got a little trailer the following day. We had to wait till the following day to get a little trailer to pack the rest of the stuff and put it behind Shannon's van. So we lost another day. And then, and then we finally got on the road yesterday, the day after Christmas, and rolled into Fort Stockton, Texas at 1:30 a.m. So that was our holiday so far. But I'll tell you what, Trinity got some nice, she got something she wanted for a year. We like to give her a little bit of delayed gratification because she tends to get everything, but it's like, all right, let's let her wait a little bit on this. So she wound up getting, anybody know what a Nintendo Switch is?
No.
Nintendo Switch. Anyway, it's a portable game system. What's the point of me telling you all this? Just curiosa about John's life? No, there's a topic in there, and there's one that Lindsay reminded me of. And it's something I wrote about in Integrity is Everything, and that is the idea of a New Year's resolution, and how I called it the debauching or the bastardization of personal development. Because look, you either have resolve, like you have resolve, like you're a resolved person, or you don't. I don't need the calendar to tell me that today's the one day for resolve or something. Ralph Emerson said, of what use to make heroic vows of amendment if the same old lawbreaker is to keep them? So here's the question then. The question isn't what is your New Year's resolution? The question is, what did you resolve to do in 2021 that you did? Now, that would be a broad range, you know, a year-long type question, right? So in retrospect, you don't have to come up with an answer right now. But I can tell you just in the micro sense, so rather than the macro, chunking it down to the micro sense, after this story that I just described to you of this heavenly move, and it's all getting better from here. Everything's fine, despite the fog, the roads, everything's fine. Okay, I'm on I-10. There's not a flake of snow. Thank God, right? I am sweating. I've got the air conditioning pumping in this truck. Okay, I like being in the South, but what did we just witness? We just witnessed resolve. Okay, so the move has to happen, and we've resolved to get it done. And so, what was the old saying from the post office? Not rain nor sleet nor snow will stop the Pony Express, or something like this. That's resolved. That's resolved. And guess what? They're still in business. They're arguably using better machinery, but they're still getting stuff delivered. I use the U.S. Postal Service all the time, and on occasion they'll lose something, and government workers and all that. But the idea is that they decided to get this job done. Now, if they didn't decide to get this job done, would anybody put their faith in that service? In fact, they had to step up their game because Federal Express and UPS and these others were muscling it and doing a better job. But post office seems to be doing pretty good, at least by my standards. So what did you resolve to do that you actually got done? Great question, because then you can assess, I think, all right, am I a person of my word? Am I a person who now I can raise the bar a bit? Or am I just going to give some, I don't know, feel good platitudes or something? I mean, it sounds cool when I say I've resolved to do this in 2022. That's some good talk, right? But who's saying it? Who is saying it? The person who gets stuff done, the person who did? Of what use to make heroic vows of amendments if the same old lawbreaker is to keep them? Hopefully, I am still live. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. This is we're going to co-host this one because I'm doing all I can with what I got right here. So anybody want to talk? Please come on out.
I do. It's Missy.
Please. Hi, Missy.
Hi. I'm glad you guys are safe and on your way. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
On April 1st, I resolved to live because I was not doing well physically. And I just had a doctor last week tell me that all my organs are failing. And she came in the room and looked at me, emaciated, and she goes, "Do you know that your organs are failing?" And when I told the other doctor who's been helping me on a telephone visit, he cracked laughing. He said, "Your organs are not failing. There's something wrong with this woman. Had she taken any blood work?" I said, "No. But I'm way, way, way below weight, and I still have a far way to go." But on April 1st, I said, I'm going to start a blog, not knowing how. It will prove to myself that I'm alive. And maybe I can reach somebody who's also in the same mindset and hang on for a little longer. Because General Patton said, courage is fear hanging on for 1 minute longer. And that's what I did. And even though the blog is not published because of the crazy hosting company, that's what got me, that's what started this journey, and that's what got me to you. I know it's a strange way, not through the blog, but through other formless substances forming and things coming into place. But I'm still here. And I resolved to continue to get better. I'm not resolving it. I am willing it. I have certitude that my health is perfect. I just have not reached the footsteps of that place yet, but it is already made for me and waiting for me, for both Bob and me. We both have things going on. And so I resolved it. And believe me, I was close to going the other way, but thanks to you and all these people in your many groups, I'm here. And we got big plans for 2022. So thank you very much for letting me have my say.
Thank you, Missy. That is a statement of resolve.
Can't hear you, John. I'm so sorry.
think it's also a statement of medical malpractice, but crappity crap. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, John,
Check,
we
check,
can hear
check.
you. Yes, John.
Okay.
You're
Very
breaking up a lot.
good. Very good. So I was saying that yeah, I think that is a statement of resolve. It's also possibly a statement of medical.
You sound like an organ, or keep playing an organ. Well, she just said that to me last week. She's a wackadoodle-doo, this woman. She does not like me. She does not like anybody. She will not see you if you're 1 minute late for your appointment. She's been the devil I know, but she's not the one helping me. She's just the one. Basically, she almost gave me a heart attack. I almost fell off the table because I'm so thin and I can't get enough food into me currently, calories. And so she scared the living daylights out of me. But thank God the doctor who is helping me said, no, you're just very thin and we have a ways to go, but we are not going to let that happen. If he said, if that were happening to you, I would tell you. So anyway, yeah, she's definitely, I got to get away from her, but can say something because we haven't seen you or heard you in a minute.
He's not on there right now, sweetie. He's lost his connection.
Okay.
He'll jump back on though.
Lindsay, jumping jack and take over.
Jumping
till
jacks. I
John
can do
comes
that.
back.
Jumping jacks. I can do that.
Because you gave him the theme, so help us out, honey.
Well, I was, you always think about the gyms, and fitness is a big part of my life. Just staying. I'm not at the gym all the time, but I do keep track of what I do, and I have, passed what I did last year, and it wasn't a goal though I woke up with. It's a goal I wake up with every day that I know it's part of my daily routine. So my camera's usually off because I'm usually out running about this time of day. But yeah, I mean, it's just, and if I hit all the goals that I set, no. But if I quit on them, I haven't done that either. I just moved the date because I'm still got them. I just had to adjust and keep going. So.
Yeah, I agree, Lindsay. I mean, I don't have a day. If I do any this is Janet. If I have any New Year's resolutions, it's for the year. It's not for the week or just for 2 days. It's like, well, this year I'm going to work on blah, blah, blah. But if it's any day other than the first, and I really am not big on those, but any day is a new day, is a day to say, okay, I've noticed that this habit is not working for me, for instance, the habits thing. So how can I do this better? How can I work in a way that doesn't, that's different than what I'm doing now? How can I change that? So, my habits is one of the things I've worked on. I've kind of gotten new eyes and said, okay, no, this isn't great. So I think I'll change that. I don't really think of letting go of something and starting something, but more changing something. That could be with the food I eat. That could be with my exercise or not as things go. It could be with anything. What will I add to my life that's going to be better, that will make it better? What will I stop doing that seems to be a blocker interfering? So mine's an assessment always along the way.
I agree with you. I do, because I think it's when people do those drastic, I'm gonna go on a diet, or the stop smoking. It's like, well, if you don't have it in you to do it today, why is January 1st going to be magical?
Exactly.
So yeah.
Missy has something more she wants to share.
Well, thank you. Bob and I are resolving to choose happiness every day. And we're not just today, we haven't decided that, but you know, a lot of things happened over the Christmas week that we didn't expect, and some of them not so great. So you must choose happiness. And it was in the book study, Choose Happiness. That's basically the name of the book with methods of how to do it. And when the bumps come, when the speed bumps, or sometimes they're more than speed bumps, sometimes they're, you know, terrifying things that come, you have to, sometimes you have to literally turn your body. But you have to, and sometimes it takes you a while. Sometimes it's not instant. You can't do it the instant later, but you can go to sleep that night and say, tomorrow I will choose to be happy. You could wake up and say, I will choose to be happy. I've been doing that a lot. And then I've been running into speed bumps, and we're deciding that these are tests to see if we have the resolve to continue. Like Lindsay said, she didn't make every single solitary goal, but did she give up? No. And we're not going to give up either. And no one in this group should give up. Happiness is a choice. It's not things that happen to you. It is something that you decide. It is inside of you. So we could be happy or not as happy as we could be if we weren't with all this crazy lockdown nonsense. But we have to choose. We have to choose it. And we've also resolved, well, I promised my parents, went to the cemetery the other day, and I gave them a card. I always give them cards, put on their candles. I said, Mom and Dad, I'm going to fix the family strife, because two of them they never helped. They don't talk. They never helped with either parent. They've got chips on their shoulders the size of Mount Rushmore. But I'm going to forgive them completely without expecting anything in return. And because it's the last thing my parents wanted, that's for there to be this break in the family. So for their sake, I'm going to make that come true. And I'm going to have to give up a lot, because I needed and wanted and deserved apologies for what they did. I mean, one of them accused me of physically abusing my dying father in writing, so, which was not true. So I thought, I can't get past that without an apology. But guess what? I choose to, for the sake of my parents. So that's basically it. Thank you for letting me in to say more, take up more space. Thank you, guys.
Missy, you took the proper way. If you don't choose happiness and you don't choose to forgive them, it's going to affect you more than it will them. So I applaud you for that.
Well, I think that's what made me sicker than I would have been. I mean, I knew I was having a relapse, taking care of my father, but there was a year of that interaction where I would not forgive them. How could I? It was every single solitary day. They were attacking me every single day because I was the executrix. And, but last week I just stood up and I said, I forgive them. I don't need an apology. They're not going to give it anyway. So what am I looking for? And it may not be the old kind of relationship. There's always been a problem with them. They've got problems. So it's just going to be at least some kind of family connection that my parents wanted. And I need to do that for my parents because they always did so much for all of us. And I'm not going to be one of the ones that keep the strife going. I promised them, I wrote it down and I put it in the cemetery by their candles. That is a vow. And I take vows very seriously. Hi, John.
I'm back, I think. I found a 3G signal. Wow. All right. So this may be out of context. I wanted just to acknowledge you, Missy. I'm not sure how long you guys been talking about or what you've been talking about, but I appreciate your resolve as a person who's a survivor, right? I mean, that's what we're doing here. We're moving forward, we're surviving, we're getting it done, and we've got a reason to. And I think the idea of resolve and purpose go together. Resolve so what? To what end, right? Well, I got purpose, which brings me up a story. You guys can still hear me.
Yes, very well.
Wow. Okay. Well, suddenly something's working. Imagine that. So the story, I heard this from a guy named Len Horowitz. Dr. Len Horowitz, he's I'm not sure how to categorize him, but anyway, we did some speaking engagements together in Fiji and the big island of Hawaii. And you can look him up. But he had talked about this guy who's elderly man and wife, and like in their 80s, 90s, approaching 190s, I think. And
Oh, no.
Oops, we can't hear you, John.
Smack yourself in the earbuds. Maybe.
they the children of their 60s. All right, so the children were like, we're going to take mom and put her in a nursing home, and the father said, no, it would kill me. It will kill me. Don't take her and put her in a nursing home. I can take care of her. And he's in his 90s, right?
Yeah.
And so it was like his life purpose to care for his wife. Anyway, they wound up putting her in a nursing home,
Oh,
and the guy died a week later.
oh my God.
And the autopsy, he said it'll kill me, right? The autopsy revealed that every organ in his body was riddled with cancer. So the body had to comply with his purpose. So it seems.
Wasn't it keeping him alive though?
What I'm thinking is that his
purpose.
his resolve
Yes.
to care for his wife. I mean, his body should have been dead a long time ago, according to forensic or autopsy. I don't know, whatever the doctor people do. So much for medical science, right? I don't know where to go with that, but I do know that resolve and purpose, that's what we're talking about. Guys, my wife is calling multiple times, so I've got to I'll be back. I'll be back.
He sounds like a movie.
My goodness.
Okay,
What a terrible session.
can you talk to Shannon and then come back to us, John?
I think that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
I heard a story, this is Virginia, I heard a story very similar about a man who, he was very elderly and he kept, I think he was in a nursing home type environment where he had interaction with people all the time, but he kept telling himself his mind was clear, was alert, he had no memory issues, etc., etc. And when he died, for whatever reason, they did an autopsy, he had full-blown Alzheimer's, yet he had no symptoms of it whatsoever. He had no memory loss, he had no dementia, but he had all the amyloid plaques all through his whole brain, and he should not have been able to even have a conversation, but so it's
chills up the walls. That is amazing.
yeah, it's like be it unto you even as you believe,
Yes.
on there.
Wow. Oh,
Missy, I have a book for you if I can send it to you. It's about the size of, and I'll be glad to send it to anybody else. I have several of them. It's the size of a deck of cards, a little bit very thin and a little bit wider, maybe the size of a piece of bread. It's very, you can read it like in an hour, and it's called Curative Cancer, but it would apply to anything. It is written by Dodie Osteen, who is Joel Osteen's mother, who was diagnosed with metastatic cancer to the liver. Oh my gosh, like 40 years ago or something ridiculous, and given 2 weeks to live, that there was nothing medical science could do for her. So basically, since all options were off the table, they just, because her husband, John, we're talking about someone who was cured from cancer. based on
That's
their
great.
belief and their declarations. So based on that, there was no hope that medical science could offer, and based on her husband being a minister, John Osteen, and that she was maybe 35 with 5 young kids, they literally went face down on the floor of their bedroom and just declared, put it in God's hands, and this is what we're going to do. And so she wrote this book years later, documenting all the evidence of what she really did have. All the doctors actually even wrote in it as well that she did indeed have this. And it took, I think, 6 weeks for them to come up with this diagnosis of what was really wrong with her. And then she puts her biblical references and things that she would just declare and confess. And also her family was supportive, but supportive in a way of letting her do things, not catering to her, not, oh, mom, you're sick today, let me make your breakfast. No, mom, you're fine. We all want breakfast. I want eggs. I want this, So they made her actually continue in her role. And she's hadn't had one treatment at all and completely still around. She's 3 years old now.
Can you
So
say that phrase again? The
Hey,
as you
ladies.
believe. Yeah.
While you still have me, I'm going to pass hosting over to somebody else.
Okay.
So Missy
Lindsay's-
or Lindsay or
Lindsay's
Virginia or
doing
whoever.
great.
I've never done it before. But Lindsay, have you done it
All,
before?
all you got to do is when everybody's done is you press the red end button, end for all. Yes, end for all. That terminates the whole thing. Who would like it?
John, you can send it to me if you want to. I'm used to hosting. This is
Good.
Janet.
There you go, Janet.
Very good.
let's screw
All
it
right,
up.
thank you, Janet. Ladies, I'm sorry. Gentlemen, I am sorry that it's just not working out.
Don't be silly.
let me
Don't be
pass it over.
silly. Just be safe. That's the
Yeah,
most
safe
important.
travels, John.
Safety is a good thing.
Absolutely. Watch the road.
All right, I will. I'll
We're
talk to you
doing book
later.
club tonight.
Okay, bye-bye.
Victor, would
Bye.
you mind saying that phrase one more time? Because I can never get it straight. You said, as you believe. Remember
Be
you
it,
said
be it unto you, even
Yeah.
as you believe.
the man, that was the man with the outside. He had all the plaques, but he had no Alzheimer's.
He had no physical evidence manifested of having
Right.
any memory issues
Well, he had the
whatsoever.
physical evidence in the brain, but he didn't have any symptomology. This is
Well, while
and
he
yet-
was living, they didn't have any physical
right.
evidence.
I see.
They
I
didn't know.
want the book. I want the book. I've heard some things about Joel Osteen that aren't good, but this is his mom. She wrote the book, so I will definitely will love the. I'll give you my address and
You're going to hear things about people. I'll be glad to send it to you. You're going to hear things about people all the time. I just had somebody trash my cookie book.
what? Where are they?
No,
Where
really.
are they?
Whoa.
They're on it. They
I'm
did it.
ready to kill somebody. Where are they?
They did a review saying that clearly, something to the effect that clearly the photos don't match the recipe. So if you follow the
my
recipe,
God.
the outcome is not going to be matched in the
Have they
photo.
seen the book? Have they seen the book?
They said, oh, we haven't tried all the recipes. Now I wonder if she's one of the people that bought the digital book and then returned it. But when I click on her link, she thinks of herself as a professional book reviewer, and she trashes everybody. I mean, you could just write a piece of a fiction, and she had comments in there about, your characters lack depth and they're horrendous and this and that. I'm like, you are a nasty lady.
I don't think I wrote a review yet. I'm going to go in there and do some plumbing.
Well, and I was so detailed. I'm like so anal about making sure that things match. So I researched to make sure that all the directions had a photo that really looked like what it was supposed to come out like. And if there's one in there that she thinks doesn't match, let me know which one it is. I'll check
Probably
into it.
because she can't bake.
Who knows? But it was like she was summarizing by how you did it, what the outcome would look like. And maybe out of 55, is there one in there that doesn't
They
come out
all
looking
look
like
like
this?
my grandmother's cookies. Every single one of them that she made for Christmas. My Italian grandmother. They
Uh-huh.
look exactly like what she made. So she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm gonna go leave a review. Don't let me forget. I'm not even dressed yet. I don't even know what day of the week it is. So do not, Virginia, do not let me forget.
Oh,
Okay?
Janet, you want the book too? I've got your address, Janet.
You know what? I never received anything that you sent me, so I gave you my address where I am now, Virginia.
Okay,
It's a
Okay,
different
okay.
address.
I
Yeah.
will
thank you.
double check
We'll try
that.
that one.
Yes, I will judge. And there were like 3 things that people didn't get last year whenever I was sending you that stuff.
Yeah.
But 3 different things never came in. I don't know I think it was our
Yeah.
post office.
I never received anything, but I knew that you sent it. I just did. My mail has been less than stellar.
Yeah. Well, also the beginning of your book, the intro before you even get to the recipes is the most detailed, wonderful, symmetrical, fantastic descriptions that anyone could possibly need before taking on this book.
Thank
So
you.
I think Missy likes the book.
It's a fun read if I do say so myself.
fantastic.
And
I have it up as a Christmas decoration, and I want to take a picture. I'm sitting right over there, but you can't see me, but I'm pointing over there. It's sitting over there.
Janet, this is a new address on you.
I know I said that. I'm up north right now. So I will be here until like the 19th. So if you send it there, I'll get it.
Okay.
Well,
So,
maybe
so your old address is still
Yeah,
valid?
I'm there most of the time, but
So I
I'm
should
here
not
at
get
the
rid of
moment.
that one.
Yeah. We live
I
in
was
2
deleting
places.
the old one. Okay, I'll add this as a temporary one. Where is Pleasant Hill, California?
It's east of Berkeley, east of San Francisco.
But it's a
hope
pretty
you have a
area.
tent up for protection. What's going on the ground? Maybe we should all talk about what we want for 2022, what we are choosing. And it doesn't matter whether we make it or not, it's what the choice is. And sometimes we have to shift away from the choices and pick a new one because maybe that wasn't the correct one. But we have to start somewhere, don't we? And we have to choose something. And like I said, Bob and I are, that's not the only thing we're choosing, but we are choosing to be happy. If we have a fight or something, we're going to go to our corners and come out happy. And that's just one thing. So does anybody else have anything?
Well, does anyone here remember the 12-week plan
Yes.
from Blue Sky?
The 12-year.
What's that? I don't know what that is.
You wouldn't know that, Missy, but instead of planning your whole year, your goals for the whole year, you plan basically 3 months at a time. And I was just looking, I could put into the JLSM Facebook group, I think there's a place you can put forms and documents that I could put in. It's a 12-week goals, and then you break it down week by week and what you need to accomplish in that week in order to accomplish your 12 weeks, your 3 months of where you want to be in 3 months. And again, you move it forward if you have to.
But 12-week year, isn't that what it's called?
Yes, I believe it is called the 12-week year.
Great title. Great title. But is it just for business? Because
It's a
Is it both?
spreadsheet. It's like a spreadsheet. You write out your goals and then you can put all you break it down for 12 weeks, but then there's also a weekly one. So this is what I want to do in 12 weeks in different areas of your life, and maybe personal, maybe business, other areas. And then what you would need to do this week to get to these little increments of where
Right,
you
to
want to be.
accomplish it. Yeah.
okay. I'll put some gear bubble goals in there. You guys don't know about that, but one
Mhm.
goal is to do a hostile takeover because they can't get it right. Oh, golly, that's great.
So some of you said yes. How have you used the 12-week year? Have you used it?
I haven't used it in a year. I was just looking at it because I have my daytime planner, big. And so I kind of put those things in, but I might go back to some of what's on those sheets because it makes me look at where I want to be in 3 months. Like right now I have a goal to finish writing, design the cover, and get out there before Easter. So maybe a month before Easter, a book I've been writing since 2015. It's going to be a condensed version. It's not going to be the whole thing, but it's like I've got to get this out there. And I want to get more books out there. And so that's something I need to start, not letting these other little things keep me from focusing on, okay, I have to spend time every day or every other day or something writing. Or you want, like Lindsay said, if you're not going out there exercising every day and doing it, you're not going to do it. You know, what's going to be different about the first than today?
Just a number.
The 12-week year helps me to keep from procrastinating.
Yes, I think that's right.
It really does, because you're like, oh, I've got a week. Yeah, it's months. It's I've still got a week left of this month. Well, if you look at that week as a month, wow, it makes a big difference for me.
Yes, I have a time management. That is my biggest thing that I haven't mastered yet. So would I even be able to do it? Can't even get through one day's plans.
It's a process, Missy. It's a process. All of this is a process. And if you, the 12-week year, as Lindsay said, it's like, okay, not like, well, I've got a few more days of this week. No, it's like, I do it. I have to do it. I have to do it. It just keeps everything more compact. It makes time feel different, because time is a perception anyway, but in my mind, but it keeps it more present. It keeps you more on task.
Well,
And
thank you.
you could
I
use
really
it
look forward to
in
it.
any way that you want, in any goals, in any process, in anything that you want to. It just compresses a year into 3 months.
Virginia, let me know when you get it up there, honey. Okay.
Oh, okay. I'll post it on the site. I'll do that right after the call.
Oh, that's great. So it's not on, it's going to be on Facebook, not on the.
I don't have a link because it's a document. They're documents, so I'll put the documents. I think the easiest way is to put them in the Facebook group. And I'm just going to minimize you guys right now.
I don't think I'm
And-
in that. I don't think.
What do you mean you don't think you're in that?
I only
JLSM?
joined recently, so.
Okay, so when you go to log into jlsuccessmastermind.com,
Yeah,
across the top, it says calendar and Facebook.
okay.
If you click on the Facebook, it will take you right to his group, and then you just join.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I'm in it now, and it does have files. There is a file tab,
Excellent.
discussion rooms, topic members, events, things like that. So I'll put it in there. I'll look to see. I don't think there's some good stuff in there too, that you might want to take a look at.
I can't
Goes
wait.
way back. I'm scrolling through. It goes way back. So as a man thinketh, I think is the first thing in there, back from September 2020. But I don't see this 12-week plan, so I'll drop it in there.
Great.
Does anyone else have something about resolve, which is what John started with?
I just made one now. I bought that book and I have not read it. And hearing everyone talk about it before, I thought I have to get that book. And then I got it and didn't read it. And now hearing you all this morning, I have to read it. So that's
You'll
my
love it.
resolve.
You'll love it. It will give you such a good feeling. And also another really short one. Have you read Waddles? The Science of Being Rich. It's
Yeah,
short.
we went through that in the book club.
Did a while ago. That's right. That's right. What am I saying?
We did Waddle a while ago. Waddle.
Oh, maybe that I wasn't in the group then. But yes, I love that book.
Well, you have access to the recordings now as a member.
Well, yeah, we've done it in another. I did it in another, on my own. But
Well, you can now listen to, because the John Lavenia, if you're part of the mastermind group. So I'm saying this because, well, I'm the host now, and if you are just watching this on YouTube, you'll find out that John has if you're a member, and you can get a membership, a trial membership for 2 weeks. but as a member, you can go into all kinds of recorded places and on the website. And the book club is one of the many things. Shannon's branding is in there, all of the daily, everything that we talk about, like today, that will be recorded and in there. And you can go back and visit any of these things. So there's a great, being a member, you have access to an awful lot of knowledge. I think John did a 2-day thing on salesmanship or on selling. Who else remembers what might be in there that other people would benefit from if they were a member?
There is, I can't remember what it's called. There's adventures with, I can't remember what Stuart did, and
Oh,
then
Stuart, yeah.
and networking magic with Glenn on Wednesday nights. But it doesn't. I don't think we're having book club
With
tonight.
Mark Riggle, he did a lot of stuff.
Yep, Mark and EVA corporate curious with EVA.
Right. All of those things, all of those topics are all recorded that anyone can go in anytime. Any member can go in anytime and catch up on them, listen to them again, because certainly there's some wonderful things I would love to listen to again. And I can't usually be here on Fridays, so I will right now. And I get to catch up on all the Friday stuff I miss. So
Thank you, Janet.
yeah,
And
so it's a
thank you,
great
Gina.
benefit
Thank you.
for everybody.
Thank you.
But that's The Science of Getting Rich is one of the many books that we have gone through as a group.
Did you say what the next book we're doing is? Because we're not doing book study tonight, but
We're not having it yet. That's right. We're
Yeah.
not having it the rest of the, on tonight. We're not having it tonight.
but we're
I
gonna,
gave him the name of a book and he said he's gonna ask Stuart. So it's not that long, but it's very deep.
what is it?
It's Neville Goddard book.
Okay.
What's the name of it? What's the name of it? Where are you?
I didn't get to go to book club last Monday because we were on the road, but I think that if we went into the recording, he would be announcing it. Do you think
I
so?
don't see it
No,
in
he
there.
didn't.
I'm looking
No.
now.
He didn't announce it because he wasn't sure. The one I suggested was where the fuck is it?
Infinite potential.
I keep losing it. It's right on my front page and I can never find it. Can you search for things on a desktop?
Is it infinite potential?
No.
I was looking up. Okay. Yeah, because we're finishing up the Power of the Subconscious Mind. Did we finish that?
Yeah, we finished it the Monday I was on the road. So
Yeah, we finished.
that would be the last one.
Okay, that's cool. I just didn't know if you'd announced that.
Yeah.
I've got everything you can think of here except, every time I need this thing, I can never find it.
Giovanna, I know that you have had a lot of resolve in your health things. You want to tell us some of how that progressed?
God bless you.
Yeah, I finally did get my hip replaced. It just took almost 2 years because of some health issues. I had one surgeon after another back out at the last minute, and I was at the point where I couldn't walk. Like I couldn't walk from my bed to the bathroom. It was that bad. And so I found some private surgeons. Like I found this whole world of private medicine where you don't have to go to like real hospitals. They have like surgical hospitals. And anyway, yeah, I got it done. So, and it was great. It was easy.
Well, it sounds like a 2-year journey in that particular thing. You had to have a lot of resolve.
Yeah.
Finding the group, finding the right person. So how did you stay on task?
I didn't have a choice, I just couldn't walk. But it did make me feel, it was really hard to not feel to get depressed and to feel like I stopped coming to this group because it would make me feel like I'm not getting anything done. Like my whole life has become so narrow. Anyway, but it's nice to think of it as something that I had to have resolve to do. I really felt like I had no choice.
Well, you did have a choice. I mean, you have a choice to live or to die. You start with that choice, right? And you chose to live. And you chose to not be in that condition, but to get better. So you resolved to go through the steps you needed to go through. And even if some steps were blocked and no, that didn't work, and I have to find one that does, I think that you were every day in resolve in getting through the process and getting to where you are now, which is a happier girl who can move around and move on to the next thing, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah,
Thanks.
good for
Yeah.
you. Yeah, good for you. We're glad you're here.
Be back.
Yeah, you're back. And Gail, you're going through a process, well, lots of processes. You've had a very interesting life. And how have you gone through your resolves?
My resolve as far as business wise, nothing, it's down. But my resolve with all my different health things that I've had, I've been peaceful about that and just keep going forward. There's no sense in me complaining. It's not going to help anyone. It might make them feel worse. And I just know that, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and just keep going. Don't give up. That's it.
Yeah,
My decision right now is to decide whether I want to go ahead with doing a business or not. And right now, I'm not sure about that.
so you're looking for your why.
Yeah, I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Well, I think we're all very happy that you're still here, business or no business, because that's how we formed. The initial group was around having a common business goal and somewhat. And I remember you trying. I don't want to say trying. I remember you putting something out there and going through the process. And I think perhaps with everything that happened after you formed that, we're now in a different state of being, and some things are supported by it and some things are not. And what you worked on was people aren't going to gyms right now or to classes, so that that wasn't something that could go forward right now. But that's right now. We're in a.
Yeah, who knows what the future will bring, and I think you just have to. I'm so thankful for this group of people that we've come to be like family since we started, and that's been a wonderful thing to have.
She's one of the original people.
Really is.
Yeah. And we haven't seen your son for a while. What's he doing?
He right now is working at a Buddhist monastery. For the last few months, he was outside building a meditation garden, a lavender meditation garden and walkway. That's finished now because of the cold weather. And he's now in the kitchen cooking for them and learning a lot about their type of cooking. They can't have certain things because of their beliefs. They can't have garlic and they can't have onion. They can't have different things. And he's doing, learning that and being very busy with that. And they have retreats. Although I just spoke to him this morning, and they were just about to start 20 people on a month-long retreat, but 2 of them tested positive. So now the whole retreat is cancelled. Everybody is in quarantine. And so now, while he's in quarantine, he is doing some editing. He just photographed a wedding this past weekend, Christmas Eve, as a matter of fact. So he's going to be editing all those photos. And so he's doing okay. He cannot drive at the moment. So, and also where the monastery is, the internet connection is really bad. So he can't even sign into these daily Zoom meetings. Sometimes it's hard enough just to be able to talk to him. So, but he's doing okay.
Well, that's good to hear. Thank you for all of that. What a wonderful thing to be working on a garden in a Zen monastery. Wow.
He
That sounds-
really loves it. He would prefer to be doing just that instead of being in the kitchen, but being in the kitchen is good for him. You know, he is a trained chef anyway, but and he's also going to be responsible for their social media as well. So
Okay, that sounds a little difficult without internet, but maybe that's what he can help with too. Well, isn't that wonderful? I mean, you know, that's such a nourishing thing. I mean, yes, it's nourishing, cooking and food, but it's also nourishing for the soul. And to think that, you know, those of us who plant gardens and, you know, in terms of food and what we're eating and what we're preparing, there's a whole new, it opens up other levels of the world. You know, it's not just the food prep, it's not just the materials that you put into the food prep, it's part of a whole process. And that sounds like something for all of us, you know, that you're working on many levels of what you're doing, not just I mean, focusing is good, but it's being fed by other levels of the process and of nourishment. So yeah, that's great. That's great. So Edward, we haven't heard from you. Perhaps he's listening and doing. Sometimes we have to listen and do. So Edward, we're glad you're here anyway. Okay. So does anybody else have anything about resolve or process or anything that you want to add? We are coming up to, yes, the first of the new year. We have a few days left. Is there any way that you might want to use those days to say, okay, I'm going to finish out? Like for myself, there was a thing a very long time ago, it was like, everything has to be clean, everything has to be washed, everything has to, you know, for the first. Now that's silly in one way, and yet in again another, if it's motivational to you, then maybe it's a thing. Lindsay, you came on.
Well, I think that's a great way to not go into the new year with projects unfinished or, you know, things incomplete. Just start the new year fresh. I mean, it's not, you know, it's no special day, but just to take, you know, just try to clean up the finished projects that you haven't finished before you move into the new year. It helps me, and I do the same thing. So yeah, that's all I was going to say.
Yeah. Okay, Virginia, you have anything like that?
I have been working on that stuff for 3 months now. Literally, this is why I haven't actually worked at some of my businesses as much as I should have, because you know Christmas is coming, you know the end of the year, taxes and everything are coming, and I have actually gotten to some of those I'll get to that later things, you know, that are a little tiny on the back burner. So not 100%, but feeling like I can hit the ground running and finish up. I might actually wash my sheets and change them on my bed, need it or not. Yes, I might actually do that. Yeah, and maybe I'll vacuum and mop closer to the end of the week. But our thing in our house growing up was how you spent your day on New Year's Day was how the rest of the year was foretelling the rest of the year. So as a child, maybe this was something our parents did to keep us in line, but you were not supposed to get in trouble on New Year's Day. You were not supposed to cry. And if you if you had an incident where you got in trouble and you cried, it was a disastrous. And it was like, my sister would be, oh no, my year is going to be bad now because I had this problem today. I think it was a parental control over the kids, like you should be really good today, so you have a good year. But a little bit of that hangs on, like, okay, let's set the pace. Let's not work too hard on New Year's Day, because we don't want to work hard all year, but we don't want to be lazy either, be lazy all year. So we try to strike a balance of how our day is going to reflect the year coming forward. A lot of old wives' tales.
Well,
But
there's-
you've been a great hostess, Janet. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that you took this over for John.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
I
So
agree.
I think I'm kind of, here and there about the first day or what you have done before the last day. This really, as Lindsay said too, that, every day, really you want to make that, remember this is the first day of the rest of your life. We did that, I think, in the 60s. But it's true. And so to resolve each day to do your very best. And we've been talking about the 12-week year, and I think that does bring things into focus more. There was the mention of cancer and stuff like that, and it seems that some people who find that they're living with cancer, they also have more resolve. They find that it's not just, many tomorrows whenever, but things are facing them in a different way, and they get focused. And I think focus and resolve go together, very much. And, John has said to us how many times, and this haunts me, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And, that is in the forefront of my mind. That's part of how my habits get changed in things, is that, if I'm doing this way and it's not really the optimum way, then how do I change that so that I will therefore change everything into a better direction? So, so I use that very much. So anyway, okay, so we're at the top of the hour, or 2 minutes past. Does anyone, do you want to come in for some final thoughts or something, and we'll wrap this up for John?
Just thank you to everybody. This group is life-changing.
Thank you, Missy.
Give me like half an hour and I'll get all that 12-week year posted into, because I have 10 different versions of it. So I just want to pick a couple of them and put it in there. I'll put it in the Facebook group. Okay. And I'll mail out those 2 books.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. All right,
Thanks.
everyone.
Bye,
Then-
everyone. Have a wonderful Monday.
Yeah, have a wonderful rest of the day. There's no book club or anything else happening today, so we can go forth and get more stuff done before the year turns over, and then we can get more stuff done too. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for hanging in. Really appreciate it. And thank you from John Lavenia's Success Group and Mastermind Group. And join in, because you can see all of this stuff recorded as a member and go back. Thank you, you guys. I'm going to end the group. There's no other thoughts. All right, ending the group now. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.